Hi there, fellow dreamers, and welcome to my channel. I recently saw the English Simmer release a shell challenge for Pride this year, so I'm gonna do the shell challenge. But I wanted to create the sim founder of my build. So the build I'm going to do is going to be like a center or youth area, like a homeless shelter almost, or a support center for GRSM teens or children who have unfortunately been kicked out of their homes or have gone through bad things, because our community is still dealing with that stuff. By the way, I use the term GRSM instead of LGBTQA+. There's a lot of reasons why I do that, but the main reason is because I believe this term is more inclusive. GRSM stands for Gender Romantic Sexual Minorities. It includes everyone, whereas the existing acronym doesn't, and that's why we have the plus. And I think it's more of an umbrella term, so I like it more. Anyways, so in my own time, I have a transgender sim. In China, you always address people by the last name first, so it's Chen Meiling. But in The Sims, you have the last name as second. This sim is a sim in my own time, I kind of have like a rags to riches runaway teen thing that I do. I originally built their family and had them like run away from home. This is their little sister, her grandmother. So they're a very traditional Asian family. I don't know if this is true for all Asian cultures, but in China especially, it's kind of like the son carries on like the family line. So obviously Chen Meiling, she is a girl. I forget what her dead name was, but it's not really that important because it's not who she is. But obviously, since she was born the quote-unquote man of the family, her family was kind of depending on her to be the one who carries the name. Because also in China, if you notice, with her mother, Jin Wang, the children would take the father's name. So literally, to have your bloodline continue, or the family name to continue, you would have to have a son. But obviously, because Mei Ling identifies as a girl and as a strong woman, there's a bit of a problem there. So she started dressing to match her true self and wearing makeup for herself. And yeah, I don't know if you guys would want to see me playing with that sim. I've been playing with it for several months on my own time, but this sim's on the gallery and so is the whole family. So on my own time, she is saving up to get gender reassignment surgery, and then I'm going to use like cheats and stuff. I'm gonna collect a certain amount of money. In real life, it's like $25,000 often to get that kind of surgery. So obviously not everyone has that kind of money. So for me and my own realistic gameplay, I haven't actually got to the point where she's got to have that surgery and stuff that, you know, she deserves to have. So we're gonna create her after she's finally had those surgeries that she deserves to have. So I'm customizing the gender settings now. She finally has her own feminine frame, and yeah, so these are the gender settings that she's going to have. And I'm gonna say her hair has grown out a bit. I'm gonna give her a makeover for her adult self that's going to found this charity, and I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm just going to delete all the other Sims from this household right now. Anyways, I just wanted to explain a bit about the backstory of this sim. So obviously this sim had a bad experience with their family and having to run away from home. So I was thinking for this shell challenge, she could be the founder of my I wanted her to be the founder of my build and my shelter. So this is the whole story behind it, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing things correctly, because I did live in China for a few years, but I have completely forgotten my Mandarin, so that's just how it is, unfortunately. Alright guys, we're back, and I have officially given Chen Meiling her makeover. I wanted to go for something more adult because I'm making her an adult and not a young adult. At this point, she's had her surgery. She's started this amazing organization to help GRSM youth and other GRSM people find support in their community. She still really loves her makeup because it was one of the things that really helped her identify back before she could really show herself as much. This is one of her big things she loves. She also loves jewelry, and she likes to look very feminine, so she always loves colors like pink and purple. So yeah, she loves to show off her femininity, especially now that she can. So this is her formal wear. Her everyday wear, I thought something more businessy because she's running a charity. Active wear, sleep wear, party, swimwear, some nice pride rainbows, hot weather, and cold weather. So yeah, that's Mei Ling Chen. I think she might use her first and last name more like this, because she did kind of run away from her home country because of how her family kind of treated her. It's one of the reasons why she does not like Japanese folk music. She's Chinese, but there's no real like China. It's kind of Japanese and is what we've got. So I'm gonna say she disliked Japanese because it reminds her of her home. Like Asian kind of music reminds her of her home. And obviously that's kind of triggering for her. She doesn't really like kids music because she's an adult now. She likes world music because she's a very worldly sim now. She likes singer, songwriter, and classical music because she loves to play instruments, as you can see here in her interest, with the piano, violin, and singing. She also loves wellness, and it's probably a skill she'll be teaching a lot of young people to help them encourage and get through hard times. Therapy type stuff, because that's definitely going to be incorporated in this build, so I figured that's something she would like. Writing, yeah. These things again remind her of her mountain home, so she doesn't like snowboarding, skiing, or rock climbing. She likes programming because she's a genius. And gardening is a given because she had a huge garden. She has a huge garden in my Rags to Riches thing. So yeah, that's her little makeover. We are going to go in-game and build our lot. Okay guys, so here we are. This is the shell we have to work with. I am just gonna show you the shell, and then I'm going to time-lapse or speed build it and give you a tour at the end. I placed it on this lot because in my personal game, Mei Ling lives there on that lot, so I placed it in this world on that lot because it would be right across from her house, and I could see it more. She would run her GRSM youth center here, I would think. I just felt like it made sense. So I'm pretty sure the shell was supposed to be kind of like a rainbow shape. I'm very interested to see what I'll end up doing with it. It's got 2 floors. Let's see how this goes. See you guys in a bit for the final tour.
We'll be right back.
Okay guys, so here is the finished lot. It is called the Rainbow Youth Center. I went with a generic lot type just because I didn't want any restrictions on it. I didn't want to have to make it into a specific type of lot. And I gave it the trait Child's Play, Homely, and Study Spot because they seemed to fit the build. Study Spot is good because it'll help anyone here build all skills faster. Homely, sorry. Homely. I keep saying homely. That's bad. I meant homey. Homey because it's a cozy place and I want it to make Sims feel nice and stuff. And Child's Play because there's children here and they learn a lot. So it's called the Rainbow Youth Center. So the idea of this build is it's meant to be a youth center, but also a charity for GRSM people. Now, so the outside, we have obviously a big rainbow. I figured it was kind of like, it's like a glowing billboard thing. It has these little lights on the side. I figured that this side here is the name of the center. This is like advertising, oh, there's medical care here. And this one is therapy. It's talking about therapy or shelter, one of the two. Over here, there's a little art area. There's a fountain. I would like to imagine that the coins people use to make wishes in this fountain, at the end of every month or something, they collect them up and use them to pay for the charities, activities, and things. Over here, I turned this part of the shell sort of outdoors-ish, but not really. So I put archways in, and there's like bamboo plant. And inside there's like all these little like Zen things. I figured that since a lot of the people who come here are either homeless because them being kicked out by homophobic parents or transphobic parents because of their GRSM identities, that they would need some little meditation zone. There's like lots of little flower window boxes outside. There's a wishing well here where you can go make wishes. And here there's these nice little picnic benches. I felt like this would be a nice place for GRSM families to come and know they won't get discriminated against, and it's safe for them to eat here and their children to play here. There's also this little water garden over here. The thing I'm most excited about / proud of, this I figured is a place you can get married, because sometimes it can be hard to find somewhere to have a wedding that's seen as not conventional. This is a place where your GRSM Sims can do that. I tried to make it kind of classy, old style, and there's the pride flag which wraps around the whole building. Over here there's two play frames. They're kind of like, I was kind of going for like a pinky theme because a lot of the flowers are pink. There's like these flowery monkey bars. Oh, I tried to put a lot of little details, like there's pipes and air ducts on the back of the building, and all the flower window ledges are painted a different color, by the way. I tried to use flag colors for the GRSM flag where possible, but they don't have all the colors, unfortunately. Oh, and this is a sandbox. This is actually functional, so your children can go play in there. You can click it and they can make a sandcastle, for example. There's a swing set over here, and I placed a lot of little rocks. I'm really proud of all the landscaping. This is my first major landscaping thing I've ever done. It's also my first real community lot that I've ever built, and I'm quite proud of it. Yeah, on the outside there's a giant rainbow so that you instantly know when you're coming that this is a welcoming place. But the shelter has rooftop gardens and things. I think it's best that I explain those parts later because these aren't open to the general public per se. So this is the front entrance. Here is the main like lobby area. There's two bathrooms. Both of them are gender neutral. There's a little rainbow carpet thing which I love. This is like a front desk where you could check in. So this place, for the public, it does therapy and medical care, especially for transgender individuals who may get discriminated by medical professionals. In the background, I used every pride flag in the entire game. The two biggest ones are the standard GRSM community pride flag and the trans flag, because out of respect to the founder is a transgender woman, so I just figured that one should be a bigger one. And you've got these two rainbow hearts. I like to imagine these pictures are teens and children who have stayed at the shelter, who have gone on to live successful lives. Here there's like a little bulletin board for news, files perhaps on children staying here or therapy patients, newspaper articles, a protest sign. I thought it looked rainbowy and nice, and I figured these are the names of all the staff and doctors and stuff, or maybe awards for the shelter. Over here we have, just ignore that. We have hand sanitizer because that is the medical area. This is the medical area. So the homeless teens and kids who live here can get medical support, but also this is open to the public by appointment because a lot of trans and non-binary, like non-gender normal, and even gay people with things like AIDS and other crises don't have easy access to medical care because our community faces a lot of discrimination sometimes in healthcare. Doctors who aren't willing to serve us due to religious beliefs and stupid stuff like that. But so I figured it'd be important to have a hospital. Also, I figured that gender confirming surgery and things could be done here. Maybe there's puberty blockers could be prescribed here, like all that good stuff. Here there's like diplomas from the doctors that work there. There's a little hand washing station, a little cooler like thing that I imagine they keep things like vaccines in because yes, vaccines do not cause autism. They are good for you. Go and get them, children. Especially get your COVID vaccine. I've got both of mine because I'm very lucky and privileged. There's an eye chart here. There's an x-ray, like the patients can look at their x-ray here. That's the x-ray machine over there. And there's 2 hospital beds, IV trips, surgical equipment, everything. There's a surgery station over here, and then there's a skeleton here for fun and also to teach kids about bones and stuff. So here's the therapy area. I put a whiteboard because in my experience with therapy, therapists always seem to have a whiteboard. I figured they can write down like appointments and things outside. This section here is for like the adult therapist. There's motivational posters on the wall. There's calming artwork. There's a nice couch for patients to sit on. The therapist can sit here as well. There's a little pillow cushion, the clock. I figure these are all the awards and diplomas or things that the therapist has got because they are a professional. And this is their little desk in the corner. They have their name tag. They have like rainbowy curtains. I picked the most rainbow curtains I could find. There's some files, a laptop, all of that good stuff. And there's a beta tank here too. I figured fish are very relaxing. So in here is the kid therapist for children. There's kids artwork on the walls there, and again there's awards and diplomas over there. This therapist also has a ginormous pride flag in her office, and the other one has those pride hearts. She's a bit more messy. Anyway, here's the desk. It's got like a little panda light, some candy for the children. Oh, and here you can see the Zen, like you can look into the Zen thing, or you can pull the curtains for privacy. There's plants. There's like over here, there's a bunch of files. There's like kids art supplies for doing like art therapy and for kids to play with. Well, because a lot of children respond well to things like play therapy and stuff, so I figured they'd have a lot of toys and stuff like that in here. So we have toys. I tried to pick the most colorful carpet ever. It has a rainbow on it. There's a tub of toys here, a little doctor toy. There's a unicorn. Because my favorite thing that they use for children to explain the GRSM community stuff is the gender and sexuality unicorn, which is like a cute little graph thing. So I figured they'd have a unicorn in here. Also, there's a rainbow giraffe, and I find that adorable. There's a toy chest shaped like a little monster here. Oh, and so this is the Zen garden from above. This is like such a nice place. I would love to come here in real life if it was a real place. And I wish that more places like this existed in the world. Up here is the actual youth living quarters. This is where I imagine teens and children who were left homeless because of their sexuality or their gender identity or their romantic identity. This is where they can live. So here there's like a little cafeteria area. It's got some fold-up chairs and tables for kids to sit at. And there's like a little cafeteria area here for serving food. And there's like lots of kids' drawings and awards and stuff won by kids who live here. They have their own little trophy shelf. There's little information pamphlets and awards and drawings.
drawings and things. There's bathroom supplies, hygiene supplies. There's a mop and broom for like staff to clean up, all kinds of stuff. And you have little like corkboards. I don't know, I just wanted to make it look very lived-in. I also tried to make all the bathroom doors different colors. Now I tried to make all the bathrooms kind of the same, like same general look. So all of them have like a toilet. They have like this like towels and basic cleaning stuff. They have a sink, a shower, and they have like a medicine cabinet, which I imagine you would use to like store the toothbrushes and stuff of the kids. There's soaps and shampoos here, little towels. Again, I was trying to be very detailed with the build. I gave them like these cute little kitten tiles from Snowy Escape, and the bedroom has a little chalk unicorn on it. I tried to do like this carpet's kind of like grass, and then these are like clouds, so that they can play pretend and stuff in here. I don't know. And each of these walls is like a different dye color. Like I imagine this one's like, these two are like night. This is like day. There's sunrise, sunset, sunrise and sunset kind of thing. There's like a little desk here for teens or kids to work at with coloring supplies, pencils for doing homework, tissue box. There's some arts and crafts stuff on top and some books for kids to read. There's a lot of toys up here, like big stuffed animals for the kids to hug. There's a variety of different bedspreads and like bunk beds to choose from, so that they can house as many kids as possible, but each kid can have like their own sort of unique bed. This is a little outside play area. There's a little activity center for the children to do arts and crafts, to draw. There's a puppet theater so they can play puppet. There's a big castle dollhouse here, like a big medieval style castle dollhouse, and a big toy chest. Now up here there's some wind chimes. The meditation room or yoga area also has wind chimes. There's a little detail I added. There's these planters. I figured that the kids here, they get to learn skills and things to help them in the real world, and I figured gardening was a good skill. Like I figured the kids could grow some of their own produce and things, and that's why the roof is also pretty much a garden. We have a lot of gardening space up here for teens and kids maybe to learn their skills. There's these little insect farms, and I put a flower arranging table. There's dew collectors and things like wind turbines and solar panels, because Chen Mei Ling was always very into gardening, like very, very into gardening and very into the environment. That's why this lot's in Evergreen Harbor, by the way. She was always very eco-friendly, so yeah, that's why there's all the eco stuff. And there's an observatory up here too. I don't know, I'm really proud of this build. So that was the tour of the final build. It has been posted on the gallery. I will put my edited version of Chen Mei Ling. Her original teen version is already on the gallery in my catalog. It's already on there. And yeah, the build's on here too. And I've entered it in the contest for English Simmer's Prize Shell Challenge. So I don't know, I'm just really excited to show off the build, and I don't know, I hope you like this video. This is gonna be a very like just all over the place video, but I hope you liked it all the same. I guess have a good night. Bye guys, keep on simming and keep on dreaming.